All right, welcome to The Explainer. So, you're ready to buy a new TV. That should be fun, right? But let's be honest, it usually feels more like a pop quiz you didn't study for. Well, in this explainer, we're going to cut right through all that marketing noise and help you find the perfect screen for you in 2025. No jargon, no stress, I promise. Yeah, if you've walked into an electronics store lately, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's just this wall of confusing acronyms. You're hit with all these terms, and it seriously feels like you need an engineering degree just to pick a screen. But don't worry, we're going to make this super simple. Okay, so we've broken this whole thing down into 5 simple steps. We'll start by decoding that tech jungle, then get into the 2 core technologies, talk about the specs that actually matter, look beyond just the picture, and then wrap it all up with a smart buying checklist. Let's dive in.
All right, first up, decoding the tech jungle. The goal here is to cut through all that noise and just focus on what's really important.
So here's the thing. Believe it or not, every single TV you can buy today, I don't care what fancy name they put on the box, is built on one of just 2 fundamental technologies, LCD and OLED. Seriously, if you get this one concept, everything else just falls into place. Okay, so let's dig into those 2 core technologies. Understanding the difference here is your first and honestly, your biggest step. Okay, so here's the crucial difference. An LCD TV, think of it like a really fancy lamp with a picture in front of it. It has a big light at the back, a backlight, that shines through the pixels to make the image. This makes them super bright, which is awesome if you have a sunny living room. Now, OLED is totally different. With an OLED TV, every single pixel is its own tiny little light. You know what that means? It means a pixel can turn completely off. And when it's off, it's perfect, absolute black. This gives you what we call infinite contrast. And trust me, for movie lovers, it is an absolute game changer. Now, here's where a lot of people get tripped up. QLED. That Q sounds a lot like the O in OLED, right? Well, it's a clever marketing trick because it's not a totally different technology. A QLED TV is still an LCD TV. It just has this extra layer of something called quantum dots that basically supercharge the color and brightness. So from now on, when you see QLED, just think quantum dot LCD. It's a better, more vibrant version of an LCD. And then we had mini LED. This is basically the peak, the gold standard for LCD TVs right now. Instead of that one big lamp in the back, it uses thousands, literally thousands of tiny little LEDs. This gives the TV way more precise control over which parts of the screen are bright and which are dark. You know that annoying halo effect you sometimes see around bright things on a dark screen? Mini LED gets rid of that and gets LCD performance so much closer to what an OLED can do. Okay, so what happens when you take the perfect inky blacks of an OLED and you combine it with that color-boosting power of quantum dots from QLED? Well, you get this, QD-OLED. It's a hybrid, a premium technology you'll find on really high-end TVs from brands like Samsung and Sony. It's really trying to give you the best of both worlds, and honestly, the results are pretty stunning. All right, you've got the core tech down. Now let's talk about the specs that actually matter. These are the features you really shouldn't ignore. Okay, this is a big one you'll see everywhere, 4K or 8K. 8K is marketed as the next big thing, the future of television. But the question is it worth the huge price jump right now? Let me just give you the verdict right now. Stick with 4K. The simple truth is, there just isn't much 8K stuff to watch yet. Movies, shows, it's not really there. So for now, you'd just be overpaying for a feature you can't really use. 4K, or Ultra HD, is the standard, it looks incredible, and it's the smart, future-proof choice for today. Now, if 4K is the main course, think of HDR as the secret sauce that makes it amazing. 4K gives you more pixels, right? Well, HDR makes every single one of those pixels better. It gives you more colors, better contrast, brighter brights. It just makes the whole picture pop and look so much more lifelike. Seriously, if you're buying a 4K TV, getting one with HDR is an absolute must, non-negotiable. But, not all HDR is created equal. HDR10 is the basic one. Every TV has it. But then you have the more advanced formats like Dolby Vision and HDR10+. The one you'll see the most is Dolby Vision. It's all over streaming services like Netflix. So, bottom line, for the best experience and the most compatibility, you probably want to look for a TV that supports Dolby Vision. Okay, refresh rate. This sounds technical, but it's super simple. It's just how many times per second the picture on the screen refreshes itself. Most TVs are 60 Hz, which is fine, but a 120 Hz TV does it twice as fast. And what does that mean for you? Smoother motion. If you watch a lot of fast-paced sports, or especially if you're a gamer, that jump to 120 Hz makes a huge, noticeable difference. Everything just looks clearer and less blurry. A great picture is key, of course, but there are a few other practical things that can really make or break the whole experience. Let's cover those now. All right, here's a number to burn into your brain. 4. You want at least 4 HDMI ports. It sounds like a lot, but think about it. You've got your soundbar, your PlayStation or Xbox, maybe a streaming stick. They get used up so fast. And hey, if you're a serious gamer, you absolutely want to make sure you've got the newer HDMI 2.1 format. It's crucial for getting the most out of the new consoles. And this brings me to a really important point. Modern TVs are beautiful, right? They're impossibly thin. But because they're so thin, there's just no room for good speakers. Let's just be honest, the built-in speakers on most TVs are just bad. So do yourself a favor. Plan to buy a soundbar. Even a basic one will be a massive upgrade. All right, here's a quick tip that could save you a good chunk of cash. You're going to get asked about it at checkout. The extended warranty. My advice? Just skip it. Most problems with a TV are going to show up in the first year, which is covered anyway. Plus, a lot of credit cards automatically add an extra year of protection. Save that money and put it towards that soundbar we just talked about. Okay, that was a lot of info, I know, so let's put it all together into a simple, actionable checklist. And here it is, your 5-step checklist. Step 1, pick your size. Step 2, choose your core tech. LCD for a bright room, OLED if you're a movie lover. Step 3, confirm those key specs. Make sure it's 4K with HDR, and if you can, 120 Hz. Step 4, check the connections, at least 4 HDMI ports. And finally, step 5, budget for sound. Plan on getting a soundbar. You follow these 5 steps, you literally can't go wrong. So, I'll leave you with this question. Now that you know the tech, what's the one thing that matters most for your perfect TV? Is it those deep, inky blacks for movie night? The super smooth motion for gaming? Or is it just raw brightness to beat the glare in your living room? Once you answer that question for yourself, you'll know exactly which TV to get